Tonight at 6, gun range shooting. One man suffering serious injuries in Montgomery County today. What we know at this hour and the scene from the skies. Up in flames, an Amazon delivery van scorched in Arlington. What officials believe started the blaze after smoke billowed high into the air.
And we've had a muggy day, and also we've had a very warm day too across the area. What about storms in the forecast? I'll show you the latest radar coming up.
Turn it down. D.C. residents sound off on loud mufflers and revving engines in one neighborhood. How they hope City Hall can lower the noise. Summer savings from the 4th of July to outdoor gear and discounts for veterans. We're stretching your dollar.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Good Sunday evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us for DC News Now at 6 o'clock. I'm Ben Dennis. We begin tonight in Frederick County, Maryland. Police say one of their officers shot at a driver after they allegedly drove toward that officer early this morning. Frederick police say they got a report of a suspicious vehicle on Mulberry Court just north of Route 70 around 3 a.m. We're told police spotted the vehicle. They tried to pull the driver over, but they eventually stopped in a cul-de-sac there. That's when police say the officer got out of their cruiser, gave verbal commands. However, the driver sped up toward that officer. That's when the officer shot at the driver 4 times. The driver got away, apparently ditched the vehicle nearby. The police officer is on leave, which is standard during police shootings. Anyone with information is asked to call Frederick Police. Meantime, firefighters battled intense flames shooting out from a house in Montgomery County today. Throughout humid conditions, too, crews responding to Pepper Ridge Way just off of Washington Grove Lane around 7 a.m. Officials believe that the fire was related to an unused charcoal grill on the house porch. Family of 4 living there without a home. Thankfully, no injuries reported. That fire estimated to cost $1 million in damage. Happening today, it is the first day of Metrobus' brand new revised Better Bus Network, as it's called. All of the routes have changed, some with fewer stops, while others have added some additionally. It can be confusing for some commuters. Our Dave Laval is joining us from the Vienna Fairfax Metro station. Dave, a lot of change in the mix to riders. What do the riders think of the first day of this revised service?
Well, right now there's just basically a lot of confusion as riders make sure they're in the right spot to get the right bus. The big thing Metro wants you to understand is each bus has a new number and a letter. The letter signifies the area the bus serves. For instance, all the Metro buses we saw here have an F, which stands for Fairfax County. It's a similar thing in the other areas served by the transit company. Plus, signs at each bus stand tell you the old routes and the new ones. WMATA, which operates Metro Bus, says the revised service will offer enhanced service with roughly 5% fewer stops. Now, despite some confusion, there is some good news, as fares will not increase as a result of the enhanced service. We're live in Vienna, Virginia. Dave Laval, DC News Now.
All right, Dave, thank you. A reminder for Metro riders on the Blue Line, the trains, of course, the Franconia, Springfield, and Van Dorn Street stations will close July 5th through the 26th. That's for scheduled maintenance. There will be free shuttle buses to replace trains. WMATA says parking at those stations will be free. Time is 6:03. Tossing it to meteorologist Scott Sumner. Scott, happy Sunday right now. I know before we talk about the sticky conditions, you're looking at some showers that are out there, right?
Yeah, and a couple of them, some heavier storms. So far, a lot of these, with the exception of one, have been under severe limits. This is the one that seems to be the biggest of the group, if you will. Quite a bit of lightning strikes here, over 750 lightning strikes with this particular storm. Again, not yet severe if it does become severe at all. Now, I have noticed a little bit of a decrease in the tops of the thunderstorm itself, which tells me that the storm is weakening somewhat, but still nonetheless producing quite a bit of rain out there. Wherever you see the color red, that's the heaviest of rain, and that was that particular cell right there. Now, as we widen out the view again, you can see little smaller cells elsewhere, some in southern Maryland, others in primarily Virginia. And this is where the Futurecast radar comes into play here. Over the next couple of hours, you'll see those those showers drift a little bit further to the east and hopefully, again, stay under severe limits. But it feels like it's 99 out there, so the temperatures and the humidity combined is making it feel quite warm and able to stabilize some of these storms that are out there as we speak. Now, we'll talk more about the radar, and we'll talk about a couple of active days tomorrow and Tuesday with some more storms in the forecast. That's all coming up in just a bit.
All right, Scott, thanks. Montgomery County authorities tonight say that a man accidentally shot himself at an indoor gun range today. We're told this happened around noon at the Gilbert Indoor Range in Rockville. Police say the man suffered serious injuries. He's expected to be all right. An investigation into exactly what happened is ongoing. Meantime, an Amazon delivery van went up in flames, spewing smoke high into the air in Arlington today. Look how intense they got, changing the van's color from blue to white near the engine. This happened on South Clark Street in Crystal City. Thankfully, nobody reportedly hurt. Firefighters think the gas-powered van caught fire when the engine malfunctioned. Some good news here, no packages inside were damaged. In the district, residents are calling on City Hall to lower the volume. No, not on political rhetoric, but for revving engines and loud mufflers. Some people in Northwest are complaining about loud noise in their neighborhood, telling our Max Marcilla there is a sound solution already out there.
It's loud here along the Potomac Parkway 66 tunnel. Commuters and travelers routinely make their way in and out of the district, but it's at night when some say they hear the most problems.
It is loud.
Think of a loud motorcycle with somebody's just revving his engine, or a car that doesn't have the muffler properly fixed.
Gregory Squires and Matt Lawler live right above this stretch of road and tell us they're constantly up in the middle of the night because of loud, disruptive cars.
Look at under my eyes, there are circles. So I've lost a lot of sleep.
Beyond personal inconvenience, they call the noise a health and safety issue, and they're even more frustrated because they feel a solution is right there.
We think we found a fairly cost-effective and simple solution. That would be acoustic or noise cameras similar to the speed cameras that we have.
Noise cameras are a newer idea, but DC would be far from the first to do it. In fact, neighboring Montgomery County is in the midst of a pilot program now, and a DC council member actually proposed a similar program a few years ago.
It's really problematic when these vehicles are purposefully altered to remove parts of them to make them so much louder than they naturally are.
As we reported in 2023, council member Brooke Pinto introduced a bill to start a noise camera pilot program. It never passed. Testimony from then interim director of DDOT Sites Equity and Technology concerns also saying while excessive noise can be a disruption to communities and present legitimate concerns, the focus of DDOT's automated enforcement program must remain safety. Speed cameras, which are across the district, an example of that.
They should be enforcing this.
Meanwhile, Squires and Lawler are urging district officials to reconsider and pilot noise cameras.
Let's get the trial up and let's do what other cities have done to successfully solve this problem.
In Northwest, Max Marcilla, DC News Now.
Our thanks to Max. Meantime, the back and forth over a deal to bring the Commanders back to D.C., that's ongoing. Council members facing scrutiny for wanting more time to vote on the new RFK Stadium deal. Dates for some public hearings are on the books, but they do not meet Mayor Bowser's deadline. That's July 15th. Council Chair Phil Mendelson says the hearings will be July 29th and the 30th. He also filed a bill last week pulling the stadium deal out of the budget bill to make it a standalone proposal. Mendelson says this does not put the funding in jeopardy. However, Mayor Bowser says that there's a small window of opportunity to get a deal over the finish line.
In all negotiations, there I think counter offers. The council has yet to make one. So I think the team, me and the team, will work all day and all night. We'll sit down with them whenever, wherever, and we will stay true to our agreement. It's important, however, that the agreement stays on time.
The legislation to make the RFK Stadium deal separate from the budget goes to a committee hearing on Tuesday. Washington Commanders responding, saying they, quote, are committed to working with the council around the clock to keep this project on schedule and deliver a world-class stadium for the district by 2030. Well, DC News Now is your local election headquarters. In Virginia, the top of the Republican ticket is campaigning together for the very first time next week in Vienna. Gubernatorial nominee Winsome Earl-Sears, Lieutenant Governor nominee John Reed, and incumbent Attorney General Jason Miyares will hold their first joint appearance. Where will they be? Well, that's the Vienna Volunteer Fire Department Tuesday night. Meanwhile, Abigail Spanberger, the Democrat nominee for governor, campaigning Tuesday as well. She'll be in the Hampton Roads region. Well, it is official. Democrats have the nominee to replace the late Congressman Jerry Connolly. James Walkinshaw is now the Democratic nominee in Virginia's 11th congressional district. Walkinshaw was Connolly's former chief of staff and is currently a Fairfax County supervisor. 75-year-old Connolly passed away last month after battling esophageal cancer. Republicans nominated Stuart Whitson in this race. He's an Army veteran and a former FBI agent. Election day for this race, September the 9th. Check this out. A giant Lego model of Reagan National is now on display. This is too cool. Details include cars dropping off passengers, an airplane itself, even people inside the terminal. The builder of this display says it took him 9 months to create this 150,000-piece model.
It's always been kind of a hobby of mine ever since I was a little kid. It makes me so happy when I see how many people stand around it. Little kids, just the way their faces light up when they see it and walk around it. It makes me very happy.
He has also made many Lego versions of Dulles and the Kennedy Center. Hopefully, he didn't step on too many of those Legos. Still to come, saving cash during the summer months. The details on the deals you can take advantage of right now. And keeping cool, but without AC? Old school architecture offering a place to beat the heat just steps from the U.S. Capitol. Live look over Northeast D.C. on this mild, muggy evening. Stay with us. We'll have more news and weather, of course, after the break.